Sunday, we have a very, very special speaker with us. His Grace Gaura Sharan Prabhuji from Bhakti Center. Let us invite him by chanting Hari Bol. There are others are on mute, so you might not be able to hear them, Prabhuji. Thanks to Anant Baldev Prabhu for introducing me to Gaura Sharan Prabhu. He is the reason why Prabhuji is here today giving us this Sunday class. His Grace Gaura Sharan Prabhu is a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. He has been serving as a brahmachari since 2007 at various centers, ISKCON Chowpatty, Govardhan Eco Village, and 2016. Since 2016, he started serving at the Bhakti Center. He oversees kitchen and deity services there, and he does a lot of outreach classes at New York University, Jersey City Bhakti Vriksha programs, and he also offers a lot of online courses on Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Just a few days back, as you all remember, we celebrated Sri Ram Navami, and His Grace Ramchandra Prabhu gave a powerful class that day. If you missed it, please visit our website to see the recorded lectures. Today, continuing that mood of Sri Ram Navami, His Grace Gaura Sharan Prabhu is going to share some nectarian Rama Katha from Balakanda of Valmiki Ramayana. Okay, so with that, I'll mute myself and I'll let Gaura Sharan Prabhu share some nectarian katha with us. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for being here with us.
Thank you, Prabhu, for inviting thank you for the opportunity. Rama Krishna Prabhu, Anant Baldev Prabhu, Ramchandra Prabhu, giving us in the call. We'll do Jara the Mother and we'll do prayers and we'll begin the lecture. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Bhajana Ranjan Yamuna Tira Anachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Vishnupat Paramahansa Parivraj Acharya Professor Krishna Bhagavad Charanaranda Bhakti Danta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Grantarashi Bhagavatam Ki Jai Shri Ram Bhagwan Ki Jai Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadanti Swapadantikum Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Since all of you have heard some Ram Katha from already from Ramchandra Prabhu on the day of Ram Navami, and also I know all over the world there is a lot of Ram Katha happening and everything is online. So I would like to take this opportunity to speak some pastimes of Lord Ram from Balakhanda. So we will see how much is possible within the time limit. So we'll see as much as possible. So I'll begin with a little bit on the reasons for the appearance of Lord Ram. So and then we will go with the flow of Ramayana. So the as per Valmiki Ramayana, as well as other acharyas, there are multiple reasons that are given for Lord Ram's appearance. So we all know one of the common reasons, which is like widely known as that the demigods petition to Lord Vishnu that Ravana is creating a lot of troubles. So they wanted the Supreme Lord to descend in order to protect them from the troubles being created by Ravana. So that is one of the widely known reasons. And also, as Krishna says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya atmanam srijamiham. And also to protect the sages, like how uh, he protects that to protect devotees and to annihilate the demons. So for the both reasons, he appears. So one is to protect the sages, the other one is to kill Ravana. So apart from that, the Supreme Lord also has other reasons, like Mother Lakshmi in the Vaikuntha in the spiritual abode. She has a desire, like I want to spend. Seclusion. Say, I want to spend private time with the Supreme Lord. So her problem in this spiritual world in the Vaikuntha is they are constantly surrounded by different like associates in the Vaikuntha. So she's not having a private time with the Supreme Lord. So she's like thinking like I need to have that kind of a private time that I want to spend with my Lord, Supreme Lord. So she expresses this desire to Vishnu. So Vishnu says actually there are places where we actually spend private time. So she asks, I don't know where do we spend a private time? I don't know anything like that. He says, oh, in the milk ocean we lie down. We are the only people there. So you massage my feet, and we are spending actually private time. She says, actually even in the milk ocean we don't have any private time. Lord Vishnu says, I don't know of anybody else who is there. She says, oh, what about Ananta Dev, the Vishnu? Now you are lying on the Ananta Sesh. What about him? He not only has just two eyes like other people, he has like thousands of hoods and unlimited number of eyes. So with that, what privacy can we have? So I don't think we have enough privacy in here. So please fulfill my desire for privacy. So that is another reason that Lord descends in this form of Lord Ram, mainly in the among the human beings, so that he can grant this desire of Lakshmi. And also, Dasharath is aspiring for a son, and also Sri Vaishnavas add that how Lord Ram also, actually Lord Ranganath also wanted to be worshipped by himself, because Lord Ranganath was the presiding deity of Dasharath's Ikshvaku dynasty, the Surya dynasty. And so many kings have been worshipping Ranganathji, who is actually now in Srirangam. He was earlier in Ayodhya in the palace of Dasharath Maharaj. So he has been worshipped by so many different kings, but he also decided that nobody is able to worship me to the level that I want. I want to experience a reciprocal, like a kind of a quality of worship, which I only can actually render. So he also appears for that reason. The Shiva Vaishnavacharyas add because he could have taken birth in any for taking birth in human form, he could have taken birth anywhere, but specifically why in Dasharath's household, because he also wanted to worship the Ranganath ji of Dashrath Maharaj. And also Ravan's boon was there, that he asked a boon from Brahma where he excluded just the human beings and the monkeys, thinking them they were very insignificant. So for all these reasons, Lord Ram took birth in the household of Dashrath Maharaj. However, when the scene shifts in the Ramayana to Ayodhya, where Dasharath is ruling the kingdom for last 60,000 years, everybody is completely happy with his rule. Everything is going well, except for one reason, that he doesn't have a son. This is the only anxiety for the whole kingdom. Otherwise, Ayodhya means, which is undefeatable, indefeatable. It cannot be broken by enemies, or never it lost in a battle. So in that way, Ayodhya has this, everything was there in the rule of Dashrath Maharaj, except one thing that was missing was he didn't have a son. So for that, as we all know, Vasishta suggests that they do a Putra Kameshti Yagya. And so they perform a Putra Kameshti Yagya. For that specifically, they bring in Rishi Shringamuni, because he is the only one who was qualified to perform that particular uh, sacrifice. And that's why he was brought in, and then he performs the sacrifice. And then at the end of the sacrifice, because the sacrifices were performed with such purity, actually the Yajna Purush comes and then offers them payasam, a kheer, that is the Yajna Purush offers. So then Dashrath receives it, and then on the order of Vasishta, he divides it among his queens. So the Ramayana very clearly explains, the Valmiki Ramayana, how the distribution of this Yajna Phal, the payas, was done in a specific order. So first, Dashrath actually divides the whole kheer that was given to him in half. 50% he gives to Kaushalya, because Kaushalya is the first queen. So, and Dashrath gives that half of it to Kaushalya. And the remaining half, he wanted to divide it into two halves. That means, like, he gave half to Kaushalya, one fourth he wanted to give to next is Kaikeyi, obviously the second queen, but he didn't give it to Kaikeyi. He actually gave the quarter of the kheer to Sumitra, and in the remaining half, he divided that into half and then gave 1/8. That means the 1/8 of the total thing to Kaikeyi, and there was other one portion remaining. He was thinking, who should I give? So he first wanted to give to Kaushalya, but Kaushalya Devi has already received half of the whole part. So he thinks that is enough, that she has got half of the whole thing. And Kaikeyi, I like her, but Sumitra is the most intelligent among all the three coins, the primary coins. So he feels like, instead of Kaushalya and Kaikeyi, I would give this remaining quarter to also to Sumitra. So in that way, Kaushalya receives one portion, half of the whole kheer, and then Kaikeyi receives 1/8, and Sumitra receives two portions of 1/4. Now Kaushalya, having got half of the portion, that too at the first as the first one, she drinks immediately, because she aspires her son will be the king, because she drinks first, she conceives first, and then she will deliver also first. So her son will be the king. So on seeing that, Kaikeyi thought, uh, because Sumitra received first, but she did not drink. So Kaikeyi saw that Sumitra hasn't taken the kheer, so she immediately drank, thinking, at least I'll have a prince. Maybe I won't have the king, but at least I have the prince who will be next to the king. So in that way, she immediately drinks. But Sumitra actually waits for both of them to take. And after both of them take, Sumitra meditating that I actually want two sons who will be the servants of my co-wives, the sons of my co-wives. So that was her consciousness. So that is the reason that Dashrath also specifically gives her two individual portions. So Sumitra consumes those two portions, and she will, due to that result, she will be having two sons, twins, because she got two portions. So in this way, the kheer was divided by Dashrath Maharaj in a specific way to the four different queens. And now that they have consumed the kheer, they become conceived, and then after 12 months. not like normal pregnancy. They actually deliver the babies after 12 months. So we can understand what is the fortune of Dashrath and Mother Kaushalya, that they can beget the Supreme Lord as their son. Specifically, Kaushalya, she's having that opulence or the fortune of having the Supreme Lord in her womb, the Supreme Lord in whom everything exists, actually is present in the womb of Kaushalya. So that is the fortune of Mother Kaushalya, and she gives birth to Lord Ram after 12 months. So on the day of Navami, actually Lord Ram appears, the next day Bharat appears, the next day in the earlier portion Lakshman and the later portion Shatrughna. So even horoscopically speaking, they all fall in the nakshatras of twin nakshatras actually. So Purva Bhadra and Uttara Bhadra. So if we consider astrologically, they both are twin nakshatras. So Ram and Lakshman and Bharata and Shatrughna. That's how they always stay. That's why even their astrologically speaking, their stars were actually twin stars. And in this way, when the babies were born, it is said they were all put in separate cradles. They were all placed one next to each other, Ram, Bharat, Lakshman, and Shatrughan in the order of their birth. But the babies were actually crying a lot, actually continuously weeping. So the mothers were actually didn't know how to actually make the babies stop crying. They were continuously weeping. So when Vasishta came, the Kula Guru came to see the babies, he saw actually you have placed them in the wrong order. That's why they are continuously weeping. So he said, okay, move, uh, Sumitra, move your first baby to in between Ram and Bharat, between these two babies, and then keep your second baby next to the baby of Kaikeyi. So in this way, he arranges the order. So they are not at name now. So he arranges Ram and Lakshman together and Bharat and Shatrughan together. And actually they didn't completely stop crying after this. They actually cry little bit. The amount has reduced. They are not weeping so much, but they still keep crying a little bit. So he realizes actually there is no need to keep in separate cradles. Keep Ram and Lakshman in one cradle and keep Bharat and Shatrughna one cradle. Only when Lakshman is united with Ram, he stops crying, and only when Shatrughna is united with Bharat, actually he stops crying. So in this way, ultimately they only have two cradles, where Ram and Lakshman stay in one, and Bharat and Shatrughna stays in the other one. So in this way, from the beginning, they were actually always Ram and Lakshman were together, and Bharat and Shatrughna were together. And also the acharyas give when and then like, after for 12 days they didn't name the babies. On the 12th day, Vasishta actually finds the right auspicious day. The 12th day, he comes to name the babies. So before naming the babies, he looks at them. Being a great sage, he looks at them, and then seeing the future, he accordingly names them. So the acharyas also give significance for each of the name that Vasishta gives. He sees the first baby. So just by looking at the son of Kaushalya, he feels so happy. So and the baby is so beautiful, and just by looking at the baby of Kaushalya, son of Kaushalya, he feels so happiness. He derives such happiness. He feels this baby's name should be Rama, one who gives pleasure. Ramante sarve jana gunai asmin iti Ramaha. So this is how they define why he is named as Rama. Ramante means everybody actually becomes blissful. Ramante sarve jana, all people become blissful. Gunaihi asmin iti Rama, such great qualities that Lord Rama has. Just by coming in touch with him, all people become happy. So it is not just beauty, but his character, everything starts. Because of his qualities, Sarve Jana Ramante Asmin iti Rama. And also Valmiki Muni says, Sarva Priyakaratasya Ramasya. Means he is one who can actually Sarva Priyakaratasya. He is so great that everybody can easily like him. That such are his qualities actually. That Sarva Priyakaratasya Ramasya. So one who gives happiness to all through his beauty as well as through his character. That is why the Supreme Lord is named as Lord Rama. And he goes to then Bharata. He says, before seeing the future, that this son of you will be handling a heavy load. So Bharata Rajya Bharana Vibharti iti Bharata. The Rajya Bharana means he will be bearing the unbearable load of the kingdom as a king. So then the question arises, oh, actually Dashrath Maharaj ruled Ayodhya for 60,000 years, and Lord Ram, as per Ramayana, rules for 11,000 years, and the Bharat actually rules for 14 years, and that too from a very remote way. He doesn't rule from Ayodhya. He rules from Nandigram, which is 14 miles away from Ayodhya. He lives outside Ayodhya in Nandigram, 14 miles away, and then rules. Then why is he called king? Because if you see in terms of numbers, Dashrath Maharaj should be called king because he ruled 60,000 years, and Lord Ram should be called as king because he rules for 11,000 years, but only 14 years, which if we see in Treta Yuga, 14 years is nothing. If people are living for such long time, like 60,000 years, someone is ruling, 14 years is actually very, very insignificant. And but Bharat only ruled for 14 years, and why call him a king? So the acharyas say, actually, he is the only king who ruled Ayodhya thinking that it is a burden. Everybody else actually very pleasingly, means they were eager to do that responsibility. It's not that they wanted to be a king, but they executed the responsibility happily, whether it be Darshrath Maharaj or Lord Ram. But for Bharat, it was such a pain, day in day out, for those 14 years to be in that position of taking care of the kingdom, specifically being called as Raja. So we will also see when he comes back from uh, Kekeya, when to meet Kaikeyi for the first time after Ram is banished to forest, when she calls him Raja, he becomes like totally aghast. How can you call me Raja? Means, why do you call me king? So that is kind of an aversion he had to that word. That how can I be king? Lord Ram is king. So that was his mood. So Bharata Rajya Bharana Vivarti iti Bharata. So that is why he was called as Bharata. And then the next baby Vasishta looks at him and then sees this person has great wealth, so he should be called as Lakshman. Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampannaha. सर्वप्रियकरस्य रामस्य लक्ष्मणो लक्ष्मी संपन्नो बाहिर्प्राण इव परम. So Valmiki says Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampanno Bahir Iva Para means this baby, this son of Dashrath Maharaj has great wealth. Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampanno Bahir Prana Iva Para. He is like an alter ego for Lord Ram. Like if we read Valmiki Ramayana, clearly Valmiki Muni writes that even as a baby, even when they were in Gurukul, wherever Lord Ram is, Lakshman will be next to him like a shadow. If Lord Ram mounts a horse and goes ahead, he will be following behind with a bow ready to attack if there is any danger for Lord Ram. That was his mood. I have to protect my Lord Ram. So wherever he goes, he will be there. And it is said, Lord Ram, it is not just Lakshman was attached to Lord Ram. Lord Ram would never go anywhere without Lakshman. And it is said, even in the Gurukul, if he had food, if there was no Lakshman, he would not eat. Valmiki Muni clearly says, if Lakshman was not there, even if the food was before him and if it was very looking so amazing, still he will not eat without Lakshman. So that was the attachment of Lord Ram for Lakshman, and this is how they were always together. He was considered an alter ego. Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampanno Bahir Prana Eva Para. He was Bahir Prana. He was an alter ego for Lord Ram. So this is how Valmiki calls him. So now we may ask, what kind of Lakshmi this person has? He is neither king, and he goes out for 14 years of forest. So what kind of a wealth he possesses? Because everything belongs to Lord Ram ultimately as a king in a kingdom. If not, when he goes to the forest, he doesn't carry anything. So what kind of service he has? So the acharyas explain how Lakshman is the one who has the service, who has the wealth of service to the Supreme Lord, because he was one who never actually left the side of Lord Ram. Mother Sita, for the first 6 years of her life, And the 12 years of Lord Ram's life, she was not with Lord Ram to serve, externally speaking. But Lakshmanji was there from the time Lord Ram took birth. Even from the cradle, he never left the side of Lord Ram. And it is not that after Lord Ram got married that he stopped his service. No, his service actually continued to the point that he, in spite of having a newly-wed wife like Urmila Devi, still he leaves her behind to go to the forest. He doesn't take his wife also along with the forest, because it's not conducive for my service, and then I'll have to look after my wife, not after Lord Ram. So he actually leaves behind his wife to take care of Lord Ram. So he always had this wealth of service throughout his life, and he did some of the most difficult services, like he had to actually be with them in the forest. Not just, he actually bear the brunt of Mother Sita's anger when Lord Ram was being attacked by Marichi. And later, because he left, Mother Sita was taken back, so he had to bear that guilt of, if I had not gone, maybe Sita would not have got abducted. So that guilt consciousness was there. And then later, when he came back, when everything was going fine, still Lord Ram chose Lakshman to go and drop Mother Sita. So in this way, he had the services which are even very, very difficult to perform actually, not very pleasing always. So still he had the wealth of service to Lord Ram. That's why he is called as Lakshman. And the last son of Dashrath Maharaj was named by Vasishta as Shatrughna. Uh, he is defined, why his name is Shatrughna, it is defined. Shatrun Hanta iti Shatrughna. Shatrugno Nitya Shatrugnaha. So one who always kills or already killed his enemies. Because he killed his enemies, that's why he is called as Shatrugna, or Shatrugno Nitya Shatrugna. He always kills his enemies. So that is why he is called as Shatrugna. But if we read the whole Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana, or any other versions of Ramayana, you will never find that Shatrugna did even engage in a fight. That just, it's just not there as per the Shastra Praman. There is no clear that he is like a great warrior and then he killed enemies after enemies. No, nothing like that. The only mention of him killing anyone was that one Lavanasur. That is the only Asura he kills. But Acharyas explain, what is the enemy that he kills? He kills the enemy of ego, because we will also see the other significance of these names. We'll start with Shatrughna then. Here, if you see, Lord Ram is the supreme Lord. He is Maryada Purushottam. He keeps up. Anything may go, but he will keep up his words. He will keep up the ideal character. For that, he can go to any extent. He does not actually. His main focus is to teach the human society how to be an ideal person. So that is his focus, me being a Maryada Purushottam. For Lakshman, he has a personality where he wants to serve Lord Ram. Even if Lord Ram does not want, he will not give it up. Say for example, Lord Ram says, "Don't come to the forest. I was banished from the kingdom. You don't go to. You are not banished to the forest." He says, "No, I don't care whether you want me to come or not. I'm coming. It's that simple. Whether you want me to come or not, I don't care. I'm not even asking you, because when the banishment happens, when Lord Ram is meeting Kaushalya, he actually overhears. And when Lord Ram goes to Mother Sita, he hears that also. And when he comes out, Lakshman is already dressed, ready for the forest. Lord Ram is like, and Lakshman is saying, not even waiting for Lord Ram to say anything. Okay, let's leave. Lord Ram is saying, where are you leaving? Means I was banished to forest. Why are you ready and why are you calling me? Means he is already ready. He is not even asking, can I come with you? No, he's saying, he's dressed up and he's saying, yeah, let's go. I'm ready. He's saying, like, no, you are not coming with me. So Lakshman convinces him, no, I'm coming with you. That's it. That is the mood of Lakshman. After the banishment, when they came back to the kingdom Ayodhya, Lord Ram becomes king. And then he says, you did such amazing service for 14 years. You never slept. Lakshman, you never even slept for 14 years. You were continuously with me. Can you become the prince? Means I became the king, so somebody has to be the prince now. So can you become the prince? I'm so impressed with your service. Lakshman says, no, I don't want. You tell your Bharat, he listens to whatever you say. You tell him, I'm not the one who's going to listen to you. He says, all these princely duties will distract me from your personal service. I don't want all these burden. That burden only Bharata will carry. Whatever you say, he will be the obedient person. You tell him, I don't want your princely title. It will be actually stopping me. Means it will be an hindrance for my service to you. So I don't care. I don't want that. And he does not accept. In spite of Ram persuading him, no, he says no. It's plain. That is the behavior of Lord Lakshman. He has a mood of service. That mood of service can even become like an extreme anger at sometimes, can produce extreme anger. You see, when he hears that Kaikeyi, with the plan of Kaikeyi, Dashrath Maharaj actually banished Lord Ram. He becomes so angry because he understands who who can banish such a son like Lord Ram. Does this old man lose his intelligence by the influence of his wife? He has become attached to sense gratification even in his old age, and he says, he goes on to say, like, I will even kill Dashrath Maharaj. I'll kill Kaikeyi. I'll kill Bharata if he is against you becoming king. But you are becoming the king. He goes to that extent. He says, even if all people in Ayodhya say you cannot be the king, I'll kill everyone. You become a king of the empty kingdom. I don't care. You know, but we don't need anyone. But I want you as the king. How can anyone say that you cannot be the king and you have to go to forest? No, if Dashrath wages a war, he becomes and chooses to be our enemy. I will not dare kill him. I'll not dare kill Kaikeyi or Bharat. So this is the kind of extreme anger he kind of takes up. And when Bharat comes to meet them in Chitrakoot, the same protective service attitude towards Lord Ram, he feels, oh, this Bharat has come to kill Lord Ram here. So because of that extreme eagerness to serve, because it is said in the Valmiki Ramayana, even if Lord Ram is like sitting in the palace, still Lakshman will be looking around. Is there any harm to Lord Ram? Is there any way I can protect Lord Ram? So that is the kind of mood Lakshman had, which even sometimes made him less angry if it required. And next we see Bharat Maharaj. Bharat Maharaj is like an ideal devotee. Oh my Lord, what you want, you tell me, I'll do. If you want me to be a king, even if I don't like, he has opinions. It's not that he has no opinions. He has opinions, but he is willing to just do anything for the pleasure of Lord Ram. Whereas Lakshman's mood is, I want to give you pleasure and I know how it is to be done. So he's like a kind of a strong personality. But here Bharat is also a dear servant of Lord Ram, but his mood is, I have an opinion, but if you want me to do something, I'll do that. So, and that is why if we see when he comes to meet him, Lord Ram in Chitrakoot, very clear idea that you have to be the king, Lord Ram. I cannot be the king. Very clear idea. That is why he brings almost the whole kingdom along with him to Chitrakoot. All the three mothers, Vasishta Muni, everybody comes. He, with such a clarity, he came, but Lord Ram convinces him, no, I want you to be the king for 14 years. I'll come back. I'll promise you, I'll come back in 14 years. Until then, you be the king. So he said, okay, if this is what you want, I'll do it. So he always accepts if he has a desire, but he mends himself to the desire of Bharata. So this is, it's, there is no comparison to it, high or low, but this is also a mood of certain devotees. So some acharyas say, in one sense, saying Bharat mood could be considered a superior mood, but Shatrugna's mood, the acharyas say, is the best, because he Lakshman has a mood of a servant who has his opinion, but Bharat has a mood of a devotee. Whatever you say, I accept. But Shatrughna has both these moods of being a servant as well as doing whatever is pleasing to the devotee of the Lord. Lakshman is a servant of Lord, but Shatrughna is a servant of the servant of Lord. He is a servant of Bharata. He never directly serves Lord Ram. His service to Lord Ram is to serve Bharat. That is his mood. I am always the servant of Lord Ram. I am the servant of Bharat. I am the order carrier of Bharat. So that is the mood of Shatrughna. That is why Sumitra, she did not drink the kheer when she was given first. Why did she wait even though Dashrath Maharaj gave her the kheer the second as the second person? First portion was got by Kaushalya. Second was a person to receive the kheer was Sumitra, but she did not drink. She let Kaikeyi drink because she thought if Kausalya drinks first, her son will be the king. If Kaikeyi drinks, her son will be the prince. My two sons will be the servants of them. That is her mood. That is why she waits. She does not drink. If she receives one portion, she does not drink. She waits, for she allows Kaikeyi to drink. Once both of them have accepted their portion, then with the meditation that both these sons, let them be the servants of the sons of my co-wives. Let one of my son be the servant of Kaushalya's son, and the other son be the servant of Kaikeyi's son. So that is why the first son of Sumitra, Lakshman, becomes a servant of Lord Ram. And the second son of Sumitra, Shatrughna, he becomes the servant of Bharat. So Bharat and Shatrughna, Shatrughna is considered the servant of the Lord, servant of Bharat, who is a devotee of the Lord. So that is the significance of Shatrughna's name, because Shatrun Hanta iti Shatrughna. He has conquered the difficult enemy in this world to conquer, which is ego. Why? It is very easy to be a devotee of the Lord, but it is extremely difficult to be a servant of the devotee, because say for example a person suffers in the material world, so it is very easy to convince that person, oh, the material world is actually is very difficult place or a frustrating place, dukkhalema shashvatam. So we can tell a person, and then he will also understand how this world is a place of misery. It's a miserable place. So I need to take shelter of the Supreme Lord to be delivered from this place. So it is very easy for a person to actually give up the material world and take to the shelter of the Supreme Lord. But what kind of utility or what kind of dukkha we can perceive in the Lord's association that we have to give up that and take the associate shelter of a devotee? No. So generally, it's very easy to become devotee of the Supreme Lord. Oh, I am a servant of Krishna, I am a servant of Lord Ram. But to be the servant of their servant is like very difficult, because that is another refined level of ego. So that is why the acharyas say it is very difficult to become, because Lord is very attractive. So why give up his shelter and become a servant of a devotee? But the problem in being just the servant of the devotee, call oneself a servant of the Lord, is just being a servant of the Lord and not being servant of devotees is that there is mercy in both. The Lord is also very merciful, devotees are also very merciful. But Lord's mercy, which is like considered like an ocean, he is like Karuna Sindhu. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu. So he is like an ocean of mercy. The Supreme Lord is an ocean of mercy. But the problem is the mercy or the ocean of mercy of the Supreme Lord is like an ocean in this world which has salt in that water. We are surrounded by water, but we cannot use that water because there is salt in that. So what is the salt in Krishna's mercy? He is completely independent. Abhikya Swarat. If he wants, he will give you. In a day, he can make you a pure, in a moment, he can make you a pure devotee, but he will not, because he is independent. So he is extremely merciful. His mercy is like an ocean of, he is an ocean of mercy, but that ocean is a salt ocean, because the salt of independence is there in Krishna's mercy. But devotees are also Karuna Sindhu. The Vaishnavas are also complete, like merciful, like a vast ocean. But the difference between these two oceans is like the devotees ocean, is a ocean of mercy, is a ocean of pure water. They don't show that kind of an independence. If you really fall at the feet of a devotee and cry, that person will give shelter. However, you go to the deities and cry so much, yes, they will surely, but their way of showing mercy will be they'll put you under a devotee. So ultimately, for as devotees, we have to conquer this ego of not identifying ourselves as servants of other devotees, because that is considered a refined consciousness where I don't consider myself only as servant of the Supreme Lord, but I also have to consider myself as a servant of other devotees, because their mercy is easy to achieve, and that is why different acharyas say the mercy of the Lord and the devotees is considered like a ladder. The material life is like the ground level. Mercy of the Supreme Lord is the first level, and the mercy of the devotees is the second level. So they say if you slip from one level, you go to the next level in the staircase. So if you are a devotee of the Lord, sometimes you have difficulty with devotees. You will turn to the God. You will turn to the Supreme Lord. Okay, something is happening. Oh my Lord, please give me, please protect me, that I can become better with my in my relationship with the devotees. But actually we just stay on the level of being devotees, which is Kanishta Adhikari. When we fall, we actually fall to material life. We fall for material enjoyment because there is no association to give that kind of a protection. So that is why Prabhupada always says, like, and also Bhagavatam also defines what is a Kanishta Adhikari. So he just worships the Supreme Lord. He does not know how to deal with the devotees. So there are various ways of defining the gradation of devotees. So one such gradation is also given based on the dealings of devotees. So that is why Shatrughna's name is Shatrughna, like killing the enemy of ego. So that is the primary importance of these names. That Lord Ram is Maryada Purushottam, all that matters for him is ideal character. Lakshmanji has a particular mood of service to Lord Ram. Bharat is always willing to do whatever is the Lord Ram wants. Whatever is pleasing to Lord Ram, that I'll do. But Shatrughna says, I am the servant of Bharat. I am the servant of a devotee. So this is how Vasishta names them actually. So after Vasishta names them, now they grow up in Balakanda. Actually, in next 12 verses, they actually become like grown up. That Dashrath is thinking of their marriage. Just they took birth, and then after the naming, after 12 verses, you will see Dashrath will be contemplating about getting them married. Oh, come on, like 12 years, like 12 years in less than 12 verses. But if you see with Krishna, the first 11 years, the Vrindavan pastime is like almost in the whole Vedic scripture, there will be minimum like 10,000 to 12,000 verses about Krishna's just Balya Leela. But for Lord Ram, there is no Bala Leela. This Khanda is called as Balakhanda. First Khanda of Ramayana is named as Balakhanda, but there will be no childhood pastimes here. Because Bala means generally we think, oh, we should be having childhood pastimes. We have heard many names like Bala Krishna. I have never heard like Balarama is now there, but I have never heard Balarama. I have never heard a name like that. The childhood pastimes of Lord Ram are not so famous. Whereas Krishna's pastimes, one of the most famous pastimes of Lord Krishna is like the childhood pastimes of Krishna. And more than thousands and thousands of verses are dedicated in the Vedic literature, Srimad Bhagavatam or Vishnu Puran or various Prabandham, so many different sampradayas. If you count it, there will be like thousands and thousands of verses on childhood pastimes of Lord Krishna. So the reasons Acharyas explain is Lord Krishna's appearance is just for enjoyment actually. He just came to enjoy himself and show the world what it means to be the Supreme Lord, the source of all, the source of everything, Janmadhyasya. What it means to be absolute Supreme Lord. I just enjoy. But Lord Ram has a specific purpose of Maryada Purushottam to show an ideal behavior, that how to be obedient to the orders of the elders, how to be an ideal husband, how to be an ideal son, ideal brother, ideal king. So he was showing ideal behavior. So as small child, there is not much scope, like when growing up, to show so much of an ideal behavior. But actually, all his pastimes were actually more meaningful or more instructive for the mankind. What he does in the rest of his life, the later part of his life. That is why Valmiki Muni actually fast forwarded the 12 years and then started from where he starts his instructive pastimes. And also in the first 12 years, he most of the time spent time learning from Vasishta, even though he lived in the same palace as in the Ayodhya. Still, he was under like tutorship, like Gurukula by Vasishta. That was the main happening that happened between that happened in Lord Ram. Lord Krishna was also a Kshatriya son, but he grew up in Vaishya's household, that is Nanda Maharaj's household. Vaishyas don't send immediately to Gurukul. They actually means it is mostly the Brahmanas and the Kshatriyas who put their sons in the Vedic tradition to Gurukul. Vaishyas actually send for a little time or in a very different way, not like they send them fully. So Nanda Maharaj never bothered to send. They were like completely attached to their son. They were like so happy engaging in the pastimes with them. They were so enamored by the pastimes of Krishna and Balaram. They didn't bother about Gurukul or anything. Gurukul Krishna went after he went to the household of Vasudeva and Devaki. To Ujjain, when he was not a small boy like 5 years old. He was after going to Mathura, but Lord Ram, until 12, he was only in Gurukul. So there are no pastimes much explaining the activities of Lord Ram. So directly, the verses jump to 12 years have passed, and he has since that he has attained 12 years. Then Darshat Maharaj is thinking, oh, we should make him the king because his education is getting over, and I also want to get him uh, actually married. So when they're thinking about marriage, then whoever has to arrange for the marriage, he comes. That is Vishwamitra. He is the one who is going to get married. Also, what is the time? It is 8:05. Okay, 15 minutes. So Vishwamitra Muni arrives, and there Vishwamitra Muni actually comes to Dasharath's palace at the time when they are thinking about Lord Ram's marriage and coronating him as the king. So Vishwamitra arrives, so Dashrath Maharaj is, I'm not going into the details. So there are nice explanations by Valmiki Rishi. He explains the whole thing, how he is received and everything. So he comes and then Dashrath Maharaj says, being so pleased that Vishwamitra has come, that, oh sage, I'm so pleased that you have at last come to my place. I'm so fortunate. Tell anything, I'll do for you. He just gives a blanket statement. I'll do anything for you. Just ask me. I'll give you anything. So Vishwamitra then says, actually, I'm trying to do a sacrifice, and the demons are actually obstructing the sacrifice. So Dashrath Maharaj says, okay, he wants me to fight to stop the demons, to kill the demons. And then he says, actually, I am enough. Like, actually, I have the enough power or enough valor, ability to counteract the demons. But the problem is, once I take the vow and sit in the sacrifice arena, I cannot engage in giving curse or in fighting, because that spoils the sacrifice. So I have to have certain vows when I sit on the sacrificial arena. So that's why I'm not able to do. So I want someone else to protect me. I cannot protect myself in that situation. That is why I need a protection. That's why I says, don't worry, we will do that. And then he looks around. All the four sons of Dashrath Maharaj are sitting there under the tutelage of Vashishta. And we all know Vashishta and Vishwamitra also have a special relationship. So here they are all under Vashishta's tutelage. And he sees, and then he says, actually, I think one of your sons will be best to protect my sacrifice. And Dashrath is like, one of the elder sons, one of your elder sons will be, because elder could be considered both Ram and Bharat. Things, who among them? He says, Ramam Satya Parakramam. So he says, Ramam, who is Satya Parakramam. He should be like coming with me to protect. Actually, Dashrath Maharaj is completely he hears, and then just that thought of Lord Ram at this age going to fight demons, it creates such confusion. Valmiki writes, for a muhurta he was confused, he was silent, out of shock. For one muhurta, and one muhurta is 48 minutes. For 48 minutes, he was just moving around in his throne, sitting there completely confused what to do. He didn't speak, he didn't know what to say. He was so aghast that about the idea that Lord Ram will be leaving him, that that he couldn't say anything for one muhurta. After one muhurta, he actually regains his composure and then says, Vishwamitra Muni, I am completely equipped to protect, but my son, he is una shoda varsha varsho mein Ramo Rajiva Lochana. So he says, he begins his reply to Vishwamitra, una shodasha varsho mein. He is not even 16. So Acharya say, he is 12 years. So you could have told him just he is 12 years. So why he is not even 16 years? Actually, as per the rules of warriorship, the warrior should be minimum 16. To join war, a person should be, to fight in a war, a person should be at least 16. That's why he's saying Una Shodasha Varshome. He's not even 16. So he's giving like a criteria for denying Vishwamitra's request. He is not even 16. And then second reason he says Ramo Rajiva Lochana. He is lotus-eyed. Oh, what kind of a reason? Means because your son is lotus-eyed, he cannot kill the demon. He cannot go for fighting. What kind of a reasoning is that? So Acharya says there is a deep reasoning here. He says, my son is Rajiva Lochana. Rajiva is lotus. He is lotus-eyed. So when does lotus go to sleep? As soon as the sun sets, 5:45, 6 o'clock, when the sun sets in tropical countries, actually the lotus actually closes. And it blossoms only when the sun completely appears the next morning. So he says, my son, he grew up in a palace. He actually goes to bed so early, like 6 o'clock, 6:30, and he gets up very late. But you are asking him to come and fight the demons who actually begin their work at 9, and the whole night it goes on. But he is used to sleeping so early. How will he fight with the demons? He cannot do that. Vishwamitra says, hey, it's only for 10 days, Baba. I'm not calling him for the rest of his life. I'm only calling for 10 days. My yajna is only going to go for 10 days. Can't you spare your son for 10 days? Can't he just not sleep enough in the night for 10 days? I'll make him sleep during the day. Don't worry. He says, no, he's not even trained properly. His tutorship is going on. He doesn't even know all the tricks of fighting. Vishwamitra says, don't worry, I know everything, I'll teach him. I'll give the mantras, I'll give everything, he will be protected, don't worry. Dashrath Maharaj starts giving his list, how he had fought so many wars, how he had killed so many people, how he is fully equipped, his soldiers can actually fight. And finally he asks him, who is the demon who you want my son to fight with? Who are those demons? Vishwamitra says, those demons who are under the guidance of Ravan. As soon as he hears the name of Ravan, he says, Arey Ravan, even I cannot beat. Because Ravan actually is 36,000 years older than Lord Ram. He took birth before 36,000 years. Because as per Valmiki Ramayana, Dashrath Maharaj ruled for 60,000 years, and before Lord Ram's appearance, 36,000 years, Ravana is already a king. He says, Arey Ravana's power I cannot even defeat. Forget about my son, he is just 12 years old. My whole kingdom, me. Now his main motive is to discourage Vishwamitra. He says, my whole kingdom with me, with my sons, none of us can stand behind Ravana. So you are saying these demons are supported by Ravana. And Vishwamitra says, actually Ravana is not directly here. It is Tadaka and her powerful sons. Oh, who are his powerful sons? Maricha and Subahu. Oh, they are so powerful, even I cannot fight them. He is so discouraging Vishwamitra. My son cannot fight those demons. Vishwamitra actually becomes tired. He feels, okay, oh great descendant of the Ikshvaku dynasty, oh the one who gave failed promises, false promises, be happy, be prosperous with your family in your kingdom. So as soon as he says be prosperous, that means what kind of a tone it is? मैं देखता हूँ आप कैसे अच्छा रहेंगे, means अच्छा रहेंगे. That means I'll see how you live nicely. So Vasishtha becomes alarmed by the tone of Vishwamitra because he knows who's Vishwamitra, the real, who's Vishwamitra, what is his power. He immediately interrupts and says, Dashrath Maharaj, you don't understand who is Vishwamitra. And Vishwamitra says, actually, I understand Lord Ram. Aham vedmi mahatmanam ramam satya parakramam vasishto api mahatejo yeme chapati tapasi stita. He says, I know, and Vasishta also knows. If you want, you ask Vasishta about Lord Ram. So immediately Vasishta says, understanding the tone of Vishwamitra, Dashrath Maharaj, please understand who's asking you. And whenever, if you send Lord Ram, it will be for his good. And actually, Lord Ram is finally sent with Vasishta. And Vasishta says, actually, I know, and Vasishta also knows. If you want, you ask Vasishta about Lord Ram. So immediately Vasishta says, understanding the tone of Vishwamitra, Dashrath Maharaj, please understand who's asking you. And whenever, if you send Lord Ram, it will be for his good. And actually, Lord Ram is finally sent with I haven't even come to that part, is sent with actually Vishwamitra, and then Vishwamitra takes him, and like fast forwarding just to complete with this section, like they actually first go to a place where it is called as Tatakavana. So there Lord Ram actually asks the history of Tataka, and then Vishwamitra explains, and then when they are speaking like that, actually Tataka appears. So seeing her form, Valmiki Muni explains that she was so big that she was wearing a chain. So what is that chain? The chain was actually she kills 1,000 elephants and then ties the elephants, like takes the tail of one elephant and takes the trunk of the other elephant and ties a knot. Like that, she connects 1,000 elephants and makes a chain and then she wears it on her neck. That is how big she is. And Lord Ram, and before that, Vishwamitra has taught Lakshman and Lord Ram, Ati Bala and Bala, two mantras, weapons, and he also gives shastras, astras, and upasastras, all kind of things he gives. And he says, okay, attack. Lord Ram thinks, Abhi actually, my Gurukul has been completed just now. This is the first fight I am going to actually engage in. And the first fight, I have my opponent is a woman. Like, it sounds like little uncomfortable. Even the Acharyas say why Krishna closed his eyes when killing Putana. He thought, I have appeared here. Last time as Ram, I thought I had to fight the first opponent was woman. At least now I thought it will be different. But this in my appearance also the first person I have to kill is a woman again. So he feels no. That is why he closes his eyes while killing Putana. Some acharyas explain. So here Lord Ram also asked Vishwamitra, this is my first demon that I have to kill and I have to kill a woman. I feel it's not right. Vishwamitra says she is not a woman. Look at her. What is her size and what are her activities? Look at her. So and then he explains exchanges. Don't even wait for a moment. Attack her. And the whole fight is also explained very vividly. And finally, Vishwamitra says, "Stop all your playful activities here. She is a serious demon. You have to kill her immediately because the night time is approaching." So they immediately kill her. And the Acharyas say that Tataka has two sons. Her had two sons. She had two sons. One is Marichi, the other one is called as Subahu. So actually, one some acharyas explain how Tataka represents ignorance, and her two sons represents Kama and Krodha, Marichi and Subahu. And the acharyas also explain how Tataka represents ignorance. That is what the significance of Lord Ram killing Tataka is. He kills ignorance, the mother of all our problems. Ignorance is the main problem of the conditioned souls. Avidya Kama Karma, Kunti Maharani prays in Srimad Bhagavatam. The reason for our Lord's appearance is to kill avidya, because from avidya comes kama, from kama has the accrue karma. Because of ignorance of identifying with this body, we develop sinful desires, kama. Because of executing these sinful desires, we achieve sinful reactions. Avidya, kama, karma, bhi. So the root of all the problems, the mother of all the problems is ignorance. So Tataka actually represents this root of all problems, ignorance. And her sons, Marichi and Subahu, actually represent uh, two types of the sinful reactions that we accrue from ignorance. So in this fight, after Tataka is killed, they start the sacrifice. And the sixth day, when the sacrifice was almost about to be finished, sixth day ending, so far no demons have attacked. Every day night they are doing, but nobody has attacked. And Lord Ram and Lakshman are very attentive. On the sixth day, Marichi and Subahu try to attack. So Lord Ram and Lakshman start the attack against the demons, and they can kill actually Shubhagu. Lord Ram kills Shubhagu, but he actually releases Manasa weapon, a weapon which is called as a human weapon and Manushya weapon. So that weapon, what it does was it just throws Marichi thousands of miles away. It does not kill Marichi. So the Acharyas explained when we have sinful reactions born out of ignorance, the mother Tataka, the Lord deals with them in two ways. One is the reactions of what we have done before surrendering to Krishna, they are not a problem. It is just burnt like anything. Karmanu nirdahati kintu taja bhakti bhaja. Karmani nirdahati. All the karma is nirdahati, is killed like Shubhagu is immediately killed. But the lurking already manifested the lurking sinful propensities. It is only pushed away by the practice of bhakti. Once we come to bhakti, newly, when we start practicing enthusiastically, we see we have become like completely free of so many anarthas. We don't see any problems. Like everything has gone far. All those bad propensities have gone so far. Like Marichi has been pushed by Lord Ram. But if we are not careful, then those propensities start revisiting us, because Krishna does not kill those propensities immediately. Krishna only, by the power of bhakti, those propensities actually stay afar. But if we commit offenses and if we become careless in our execution of devotional service, the Marichi like propensities, sinful propensities, which the Lord chased away by the power of bhakti, they will start visiting because we become careless in our practice of bhakti. So that is the significance of Lord Ram killing Shubhagu and actually sending away Marichi, because this Marichi will be the cause of later problem. He only comes as the deer to attract the soul of the Sita, who represents soul, away from the Supreme Lord. So that is why these simple propensities have to be very carefully dealt with. That to make sure by the practice of bhakti they always stay at bay. They don't revisit us, or we don't revisit them. And somebody may ask, oh, why didn't he kill Marichi? In one sense, then we wouldn't have today's lecture, because the pastimes would not have happened anything beyond that. Mother, like Marichi would not have come and Mother Sita would not have abducted. It is a pastime of the Supreme Lord he was orchestrating. Also to emphasize this point, how he deals with the sinful reactions that happen in this journey of our life. How does he deal with when we surrender to him? To emphasize this also, I think it is 8:20. I would stop here. I don't think it is a logical conclusion, but I think we can stop here because there is some more of, actually we didn't even go to Lord Ram's marriage with Sita. That happens after this in Mithila, when they finish this killing of Tataka and Subahu and chasing away Marichi, and Vishwamitra completes his sacrifice. He's very pleased. He says, your job is done. If you want to go back to Ayodhya, you can go. But I am going to Mithila. If you would like to come with me, you can come. And being wonderful servants, they accept whatever you say, whatever you feel is good for us. Okay, you come with us to Mithila. So Lord Ram and Lakshman go there, and the whole pastime of Mother Sita marrying and is there. So I stop here because 8:30 we finish. If anyone has any questions, we can take. Otherwise, we can continue.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for such a wonderful class. So many nitty-gritties and details, and so many lessons that you taught us in just a little less than 1 hour. You taught us so many lessons. I'm so grateful to you, Prabhuji. We definitely want to do a part 2. We'll definitely invite you back for a part 2 so you can continue this katha. But for now, if any one of you have questions, please raise your
Or
hand.
comments, anyone wants to add something in any of these,
Yes.
whatever we spoke?
Yes, please feel free to type in the window, or if you want to ask question, raise your hand so Ram Tulsi Prabhu can unmute you. Either ways, please type in the chat window or raise your hand if you have a question. Okay, Jai Draupadi Mataji has a question.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Very nice class. I have a question, and can I speak in Hindi?
Yeah, no problem.
प्रभु जी, जैसे कृष्णा पास टाइम में बताया है कि कृष्णा ने कैसे डीमंस को मारा था, उनका कुछ पिछले वो था, जैसे पूतना का बलि महाराज की डॉटर, तो उस तरह से आप बताएंगे कि राम भगवान ने डीमंस को मारा, तो उनका क्या क्या रिलेशन था, कैसे पिछले जन्म का?
ओके, पर्टिकुलरली आप पूछ रहे हैं कि जैसे पूतना का एक बैक स्टोरी था, पिछले जन्म में उनको कुछ इच्छा था उसको पूरे करने के लिए, वैसे रावण के कुछ बैक स्टोरी है क्या पूछ रहे हैं?
हाँ, रावण का नहीं, जो डीमंस और भी डीमंस थे ना, सुरसा
जैसे अभी भगवान अगर ये बालकांड में अलग अलग पास्टेम्स करते हैं, जैसे विश्वामित्र मुनि के साथ आने के वजह से एक जगह पे भगवान को आना, when he is going on, should I speak in English or Hindi?
That's okay, anyone.
Okay, anyway, right? So yeah. When he is almost on the way to Mithila, he sees one जैसे abandoned hermitage, जैसे पुराने हट, कोई अभी जी नहीं रहे उधर, अच्छे means अच्छा hermitage है, sages रहने वाले जगह है, but लेकिन now there is nobody living there, it is completely abandoned. Yes, oh Vishwamitra, what is this? This looks like a nice hermitage, but now it's completely abandoned. So then actually Vishwamitra says, this is the place of Ahalya. This is the place where earlier Gautam Rishi was living with Ahalya, and he actually takes, Vishwamitra Muni explains the whole story of Ahalya and Gautam Rishi, and then takes there and then gets Ahalya actually delivered. So and then when they go to Mithila, they speak to Satyananda Rishi, Shatananda Rishi. So he is actually son of Ahalya. So when Valmiki Muni takes the two sons of Dasharath, Lord Ram and Lakshman, to the court of Mithila, Janaka asks them, oh, who are they? And Shatanand Rishi is next to Janaka, and Vishwamitra explains, oh, this is Lord Ram and this is Lakshman, and Shatanand Rishi does not react. He's as good as he is, like indifferent. He's just okay. He's just hearing. He's not even looking curiously. He says, oh, they came and helped me in my yajna. They killed Tataka. And Janaka says, what? They killed Tataka? Shatanand Rishi does not react much. And then he says, oh, he also killed Shubhagu and he chased away Marichi. He protected our sacrifice. Shatanand Rishi does not react. And then Vishwamitra looks at Shatanand Rishi and says, this boy Ram actually delivered your mother Ahilya. And he says, Shatanand Rishi actually sits straight. Really? Is my mother actually brought back to life? He actually, oh, this is that Lord Ram that my father told about to my mother. Is my father and mother again reunited? So Vishwamitra says, yes, Ahalya came back to life and Gautam Rishi is reunited with your mother. So that is this Lord Ram. So please pay your respects to him. So that is when Shatananda Rishi actually becomes like completely overwhelmed and offers. So like this, there are backstories for some of the demons. Like Tataka, as not the previous life, in this life she is like she was a Yaksha's wife, Yakshini actually. She was a daughter of an Yaksha. But because of marrying to a Sunda, who is a demon, and the Sunda is like killed by Agastya. This is not the Sunda, Upasunda of Mahabharata. This Sunda is killed by Agastya Rishi. So Tataka becomes actually very, very angry. How can my husband, how does this sage can kill my husband? Because Sunda misbehaves with Agastya. Agastya just kills him. So Tataka becomes very angry and goes with her son Marichi to attack Agastya Rishi. So then Agastya Rishi says, you become a demoness. And he says, Lord Ram will come and actually deliver you. In this way, there is backstory within Ramayana, and for Ravan, we all know. And later Shishupal and Dantavakra, and later as Madai, Jagai and Madai. So in this way, there is backstory for Ravana, and also some of these demons. Not just demons, various people that Lord Ram delivers in Ramayana.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yeah.
There's one question from Gopal Govind Prabhu. He's asking, is there any pastime of Shatrughan displaying his primary role of killing ego?
Okay, Shatrugna actually primary killing, basically being a servant of Lord Ram. actually in one place it is said like when they came back from, when all of them are married and when they come back from Mithila to Ayodhya, Dashrath Maharaj is asked by the brother of Kaikeyi, uh, Yuda, I'm not able to recollect his name. His name is something like Yuyatsu, something like that. So then he actually goes to Dashrath Maharaj and says, actually, the sons of my sisters, they're just married newly. So I would like to host them in my place in Kekaya Kingdom. I would like to take them with me to host them. And actually, Dashrath Maharaj says, yeah, Bharat can go, no problem, Bharat can go. And then he calls Vasishta, and then Vasishta, for because Bharat Maharaj is a prince, he has to, anything that a prince does should be calculated auspiciously by the leading priest of the family. So Vasishta actually calculates the auspicious signs and says, yeah, Bharat can actually travel now. So Bharat as a prince, his time is calculated. They don't calculate for Shatrugna. They only calculate for Bharat Maharaj. And then he calls Bharat Maharaj and Shatrugna and says, Bharat, you can go with your uncle to KKR because he wants to host you after your marriage. He wants to host you for a time. So just go. He doesn't even tell Shatrugna anything to go or not. And he specifically says, Valmiki actually looked for your auspicious dates. It looks like you're as per your astrology, you can travel now. It is not a problem. And Shatrugna is standing there, and then it is there, like the Acharyas say, Shatrugna does not think, no one asked me whether I should go to, means that my uncle didn't ask me to go, but I am being asked to go. And nobody even, I'm also a prince, nobody looked for my astrology or anything like that. It was only for Bharat they calculated. I am also a prince, nobody calculated. So there, the Acharya says Shatrugna's mood was, say for example, I travel, I'll look for an auspicious date or something. For if at all I look for an auspicious date for myself. I don't look for an auspicious date for my bag, for my suitcase, for my dhoti, for my kurta. No, I don't look for it because it is my property. If I am traveling, I look for the auspicious date for according to my astrology. I don't look after my possessions. Similarly, here Shatrugna thinks I'm just a possession of Bharat. If Bharat's astrology is calculated, that is fine. That's all. My astrology need not be calculated. He tells Vasishtha, you don't need to calculate an astrology for me. I'm just a property of Bharat. If it's okay for Bharat to travel, you don't need to check for me. It's okay for me to travel. It's whatever may be my personal astrology. Don't care about it. I'm just a property of Bharat. If Bharat goes, I will go. So as a prince, he does not actually think, oh, okay, I also have to be treated equally like by other princes. Bharat becomes prince, I also should become younger prince, or all the facilities I should have. He doesn't even ask that. His mood is, okay, Bharat, I have to be a servant of Bharat. That's all. And this mood is not just in Shatrugna, in others also we can see that obedience is very amazing in Srimad Ramayana actually. In one place when Valmiki Muni, Vishwamitra actually asked Dashrath Maharaj to send Lord Ram and Lakshman. In that verse, Valmiki says, finally after Vasishta convinces him, Dadau means he gives him, like say for example, I gave you my bag. I can use in Sanskrit Dadau. Giving an object to another person, we can use Dadau. But giving a person, we don't use Dadau. Dadau is used for an object. So that is right there. Lord Ram and Lakshman were so obedient to Dasharath. It is like they had no second opinion. Like I pick up my mobile and then I give it to you. My mobile has no second opinion. I don't like to go with that devotee. I don't like him. How can you not ask my opinion? Did you even did you consult me that if I would like to go or not? No. It is an object. It just obeys. It just goes as the master does. Similarly, when Dasharath said, when Dasharath gives them to Vishwamitra, Valmiki Muni uses the word dadau. He does not say he gave them dadami or nothing like that. He says dadau. He just gave them like an object. He refers to them as an object. And that is why that much obedience was shown by each one of them. But specifically Shatrughna, I can only think of this particular pastime where he didn't care as a prince whether his astrology was calculated, because he considers himself as like an object of service to Bharat.
Any other questions?
Hi Krishna Prabhu, this is Isha, and I have a question on why Lakshmana is blamed for Sita getting kidnapped by Ravana, when Sita told Lakshmana in the first place to go and check on Rama.
First of all, Lord Ram does not blame Lakshmana. The only thing he asked was, "Oh, why did you leave? Why did you leave? You know that I will never be like in danger." And Lord Ram immediately understands what had transpired there. So there is no more second discussion ever. Lord Ram complaining about Lakshman. Lakshman, you didn't listen to me. If you had not come behind me, this would not happen. That never happened actually. But he, as a person, had that. Maybe if I just stood there. But if we should also understand the difficulty of Lakshman, because Sita is questioning his intention. Specifically, in our lives, if someone says, say for example, someone cooks a particular item, so for some reason it got burned. So if we say, actually you don't know cooking, so that is one level. People may say, okay, I accept, I don't know cooking. But if you say, actually, you don't want me to eat, that is why knowingly you burnt this dish, that is attacking the intention of the person. Attacking the ability, skills of a person is one thing, but attacking the intention is actually attacking the character of the person. The existence of the person becomes actually puts into question, like his very existence, his very character becomes questioned. So Lord Lakshman actually went through that difficult situation of his character being questioned. Where he was such an amazing servant, he has never actually looked at Sita above ankles. It is said when they actually they were going behind Sita, they were trying to find where Ravana had taken him. They stumble up, they go meet Sugriva, and Sugriva gives them a bunch of jewels dropped by Sita. And then Sugriva asks them to identify, and Rama says, yeah, this is Sita's necklace, this is Sita's nupur, this is Sita's tilaka. And he says, oh Lakshman, don't you identify? He says, oh my Lord Ram, I only know the anklet of Mother Sita. I cannot identify anything else. I can only know the anklet of Sita because I haven't looked at her above that. So that is the kind of respect he had for Sita, and he never slept for 14 years. And in spite of that, such a service attitude, if someone questions, like the same person, his object of service blames him that you didn't want to serve me, you actually wanted to enjoy me, that is such a difficult blame on his character. So that is such a shocking thing. He had to prove that no, he had to actually prove no, that is not my intention. My intention is to serve you actually. So that is also one reason. And ultimately, the whole thing is arranged by the will of the Supreme Lord. Also, it is the whole orchestration. Also, another level is to have the further the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, as well as answer the prayers of the demigods. It is said when Mother Sita and Lord Ram got married and went back to Ayodhya, they waited for 12. Darshat Maharaj waited for 12 more years. He wanted him to become king at 12, but he waited until he was 24 because he thought, just now he got married. Why should I make him a king and make him busy? Let him enjoy life for a while. So 12 years he extended. So that time the Acharyas say how the demigods were thinking, Bhagavan, we called you to this universe for a particular reason. We wanted you to counteract the evil powers of Ravana. Here you got married, you are enjoying with your wife, you didn't even become a king yet. What's happening? What's going on here? We are like suffering here. So the demigods are thinking like that. So that is why it said, The demigods, as soon as the Lord Ram was inspired to be the king, to be coronated, they inspired, like everything is going well. Kaikeyi is also happy about that. So they inspire actually mantra to actually go and create a conspiracy. So there the demigods are also very eager for the Lord Ram to kill Ravan. So that can only happen if Mother Sita is abducted. And there is also another reason that we see in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Mother Sita was never abducted. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recovers the pramana from the Shastra how it was Maya Sita, it was actually Chaya Sita who was abducted. Ravan cannot touch. It only Mahatmanas to Mampartha Daivim Prakriti Mashrita. Only Mahatmanas can actually take shelter of internal energy. So what to speak of kidnapping internal energy? It's not just not possible for a demon like not you cannot even take shelter if you are not a Mahatma. What is people kidnapping shelter and internal energy? Krishna says Daivihi Esha Maya Daivihi Isha Gunamayi Mama Maya Durateya. Even the external energy is Durateya. What to speak of internal energy, Sita Devi? So Ravan actually does not touch Sita Devi. So it's also on one level pastimes of the Supreme Lord. So I can only think of these reasons, like how Lakshman's character was questioned, so that made him go. And also Lord Ram never blamed him. And also the other reason I could say is like demigods actually wanted Ravan to be killed by Lord Ram. So that can only happen when Sita is kidnapped. And ultimately, real Sita is not kidnapped. She enters, she actually comes out of the fire when actually Lord Ram tests her in Lanka, Acharya say.
Thank you.
Is this clarifying?
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Any
Krishna,
other
Guru.
questions? Yeah,
Thank you. Very wonderful class. One of the pastime you talked about was Sumitra, how she prayed that her two sons become servants of the sons of Kaikeyi and Kaushalya.
Yeah.
So this important secret in progress in Krishna consciousness, which is to become the servant of the servants of the Lord. We always say that always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. But this one formula of how to succeed in spiritual life, how can we always remember this, that to become servant of the servant? We try to remember Krishna, but in remembering Krishna, we forget how to serve his devotees. So question is, how can we constantly remember this as well?
Honestly, it's a very difficult thing. That is why Shatrugna's position is very, very glorified in the Sri Sampradaya also. Because it's not an easy thing to be identify oneself as a servant of the devotee, even though that is the ideal mood. It's very difficult. And as you're saying, yes, Prabhu, it is very challenging to be constantly reminded. I think remembering these personalities who actually signify or embody that kind of a quality in the Shastras, remembering them, speaking about them, hearing about them, and also uh, seeing those devotees who have that mood to associate with them. That is the kind of means that is an easy way of actually keep reminding ourselves very much, because whenever we associate with devotees, certain devotees have certain qualities. We can clearly see if we don't have that qualities and those qualities are embodied by those devotees, then we can clearly see ourselves, oh, this devotee is so amazing, he has these qualities, I also need to develop. So that desire comes in the association of devotees. So while associating with devotees, if we also look out for this kind of quality in the other devotees, or how they are trying to be the servants, how they are trying to be obedient to the orders of their superiors, how they are being such sold out servants or some other devotee. So by seeing that, we feel we can feel inspiration. And also discussing those personalities from the scriptures who actually embody that I am just the servant of the Supreme Lord. So those kind of embodying devotees, discussing their pastimes will also help us remember. On a practical life, especially when we try to like work with devotees, like manage devotees, do something, anything in Krishna consciousness as a mission, we can understand how without cooperation it's just not possible. So when we try to uh, do things with other devotees, we can clearly understand, okay, without this mode, nothing happens. So by trying to execute some responsibility in the mission of the Srila Prabhupada, immediately we will get this realization, okay, I have to be a servant of other devotees and other devotees have to be serving other devotees. Without that, there is no mission. If people are not willing to serve each other, there is no mission. So without this principle of being servants of other devotees, just this mission won't exist. So trying to take any responsibility, trying to execute any responsibility, we will immediately be hit with the reality of, oh, how much I am dependent on other devotees actually. So willing to like just taking up any responsibility in the mission of Srila Prabhupada, we will serious responsibility will be immediately given this realization of, I cannot do this alone. I need the help of devotees. So serving the service to devotees are also very various types. Leading the devotees is also a type of service, being a servant. So it's not just very kind of stigmatized. Okay, servant means one who's washing pots, one who presses the clothes of another devotee. Yes, that is also. But even leading devotees in that mood is also servant leadership was also an exemplified quality. So just trying to lead devotees as a group and trying to engage them in bhakti and then tolerating the differences or the complaints or just encouraging them like a father, like a mother, like seeing how small children have so many like kind of they throw tantrums, like the different people will have different opinions, all those things, taking all of them together and that just giving them an opportunity to engage in Krishna consciousness, that is also service. So when that is also done in that mode of cooperation, it's also a mode of servitude. So taking responsibility and discussing about those devotees who exemplify that quality from the scriptures and associating with devotees who have that mode, I think that will be like when we consciously do these three things to develop this quality, I'm sure Krishna will bestow his mercy upon us by making us a servant of his servants.
Any other questions? There are lots of comments in the chat window that Shatrughna's point was really beautiful, that you brought that out in the class, Prabhuji.
All these credits go to different like commentators that I kind of I grew up in Tamil Nadu, so I grew up hearing Kamba Ramayana also. So there are different versions of Ramayana in Tamil. One version, very famous Sri Vaishnava version, and that is the primary scripture of Sri Vaishnava. So I grew up around them, so I kind of gathered here and there some thoughts. So that's what I'm trying to share.
Prabhuji, I have one last question, if
Yes,
I may,
sir.
very quick question. Where is the evidence that Ranganath is the family deity of Dasharatha? Where is that from? That doesn't come in Valmiki Ramayana.
It comes in Valmiki Ramayana actually. After the whole war of Ramayana is over, when the battle was finished, in the Pushpaka Viman, Vibhishan also comes along to drop Lord Ram. So when he stays and wants to go back, he actually, Lord Ram is so indebted, feels indebted to Vibhishan and grateful. He actually gives his own personal deity to Vibhishan. So Vibhishan actually carries that Ranganath deity. He was carrying on his way to Sri Lanka and he sees this island where two rivers are meeting, Kaveri and the other river are meeting in Srirangam. He sees that place, very beautiful, and then he wants to take his, do his rituals. So he keeps the Supreme Lord and then does his rituals. But the Supreme Lord, when he's trying to live, the Supreme Lord says, actually, the Chola king is also was praying for me to appear here. and also I like this place. I'll stay here. You go to Sri Lanka. And personally, Vibhishan is so aghast. Oh my Lord! Actually, Lord Ram gave you to me to come to Sri Lanka. Why are you saying that now you will stay here? He says, "This is my wish. I stay here," and that is why it is said. Generally, the deities face east, but Ranganathji faces south. He says, because I won't come with you, but don't worry, from here I'll glance your kingdom. I'll always protect you. I'll be glancing from here to you. And it is also said that Vibhishan comes to offer his respects to Ranganathji in the night. In the temple tradition, they believe that Vibhishan comes to offer his respect to puja to Sri Ranganathji also in the night. So this aspect of Lord Ram giving this deity to Vibhishan is there in the Valmiki Ramayana at the end.
Thank you
And
so
also
much.
we can understand it as Shiva Vaishnava's commentaries, so they'll have their affinity there. It is their Vrindavan. Srirangam is their Vrindavan. Sri
Right.
Ranganathji is their worshipable deity, so they have their sentiments.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
For this opportunity.
So
All
let me
praise to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Vaishnava, Prabhupada Sangha Deksha, Kapitnaya, Paramahira, Vaishnava, Deksha,